Hi everyone, this is Ranulf, and I'm making this video about one of the things that I have found has improved my solo Pell practice a little bit. And so I just want to start out by thanking some people. First of all, our Prince Avery and Viscount Yannick and Viscount Alexander, who gave me the idea for what I'm going to show you guys. And so I just want to talk a little bit about the way that we practice on our Pells. So for myself, I find that I often, or at one point I stood here, and I threw my shots in a very static manner. At most, I might move around about this much, you know. And so I throw my shot, I throw my shot, I throw my shot, and my hips are rotating, and my upper body is rotating. I'm trying to, maintain my mechanics well, but I'm not moving my feet. And if I do move my feet, it's very, very minimal. So, for example, I might do this, and then this, if I'm trying to do something along those lines. And so, as you can see, my foot has moved, but not very much. And then in the end, I just get back into kind of the same position. I throw my shot, and maybe I throw my shot again if that's what I'm working on. So, one of the things that I was talking about with various people is the idea of not attacking in just a linear fashion. And this especially thanks to Viscount Alexander, who sort of called me out about doing this. And that was coming into attack just like this, And of course, swinging as I'm doing it and stuff like that. But in general, not attacking in a way that forces my opponent to move in any fashion. And so he pointed that out, that I was failing to attack in a less predictable way. And then also I was talking to our Prince Avery at one point, and he was saying that he was actually talking about Krinya Fight Camp, which unfortunately has been postponed until October. But if you're looking forward to that, it's coming up again, so that's good. But he was talking about it, and he was talking about the guest, Duke Sean Tarragon, who was coming out to help run some of the classes. And he said, if you have any questions, Renault, for Duke Sean, whatever you do, don't ask him about combos, because he doesn't really like talking about combos. And that really triggered kind of a light bulb moment for me, because as some of you might know, I come out of a martial arts background. I did judo for many, many years, and I still do. And one of the things that came up in judo as part of the process of learning was that initially you learn one throw, or in the SCA you learn one shot. And so you might learn the flat snap, right? And then they teach you another shot, and so you might learn the leg shot to the onside, or you might learn a variation of a offside shot. And so you learn those, and then you start to learn to string them together. And as a learner, what you're thinking in your head is, okay, I'm going to do a leg shot, and then I'm going to do an offside head shot, like so. But one of the critical things that I learned in judo is that, and I suspect what Prince Avery was talking about, although I'm sure he'll correct me if I'm wrong, is the idea of fluidity. And so if I think to myself, all right, I'm going to throw a leg shot, and then I'm gonna throw this offside head shot, like so, however it is that I might throw my offsides. What happens if my opponent doesn't give me that offside head shot? What happens if I go here, and then he steps around in some fashion to bog up my sword? And so now I can't throw the offside head shot that I wanted to throw, and I've sort of lost my train of thought in the fight. And so in judo, that would happen too. People would go in, and I'm going to do this throw, and then I'm going to do that throw, and then I'm going to do this next throw. And of course, what winds up happening is the opponent has his or her own plans, and they run into your plans, and everything doesn't work out the way that you had hoped that it would. And so my coaches in judo and I suspect a lot of people in the SCA would talk a lot about fluidity of attack. And so what they were referring to there was not to go into an exchange, or in judo, a gripping exchange, trying to set up a throw with specific plans in mind, but to work through the exchange in such a way that as every new thing happens, you're either creating or identifying striking opportunities for yourself, or in judo, throwing opportunities. And so for the SCA, obviously, we're a striking kind of art. And so what they would be referencing then is not, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. But instead, I'm going to do this, and my opponent is going to do something. They're not just going to stand there and let me hit them, hopefully. I mean, it would be great for me if they did. And so they're going to do something. And so what I like to do is I like to try and visualize on the Pell what my opponent will do in response to the things that I do. And I try to do this at the end of every time that I come out here and work on the Pell. You know, I do various things or whatever, but I always try to finish up with this for the last 5 or 10 minutes or so that I spend out here on the Pell. And I do everything very slowly. And so let's say that I don't have a specific shot combination in my head, but I do want to try and outmaneuver my opponent, whatever it is that they're doing. And so I think to myself, all right, I'm set up here. I have my sword foot forward because that just happens to be how I want to fight today. And I'm going to throw in a low wrap to their leg. And I go, boom, like so. Or maybe I even take a big step. And I go, boom, like so. And so, as you can see, I'm trying to work my way around my opponent's shield side at this point, if I assume I'm fighting another right-handed person. And so they've had to move their shield lower in some fashion to block my wrap, or they haven't. And so I've done this. I have my kind of imaginary shield over here. And I'm sort of I'm keeping in mind that I have to block whatever it is that they're doing as well. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to slowly follow my own sword and sort of curl back up into it like this. And at this point, I've gotten, hopefully, my opponent to rotate a little bit towards me, and their shield is low. And that's what I'm visualizing as I do this. And so to me, I'm visualizing an offside opportunity. Boom. And if they block that as well, which they very well might, now I visualize, well, they have their shield high. So I'm going to attack again from the bottom. Or I'm going to attack with a big wrap, like so. And just in general, what I'm trying to do is to visualize the different ways that they could interfere with my own plans. And not even, plans is probably not a very good way to put it, actually. The different ways that they could interfere with what I happen to be doing at exactly that moment. And so I don't really have a plan as such. So let's say I do throw this, and they actually don't rotate away like I'm kind of visualizing. They rotate into the attack. So now there's more shield facing me, and maybe I don't want to keep stepping that way. Now I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I can go this direction, like that, and something will, and there will be something there in this visualization. And if there isn't, maybe I can just keep going that direction and throw a moulinet. So what I'm trying to do is engage my opponent, my visualized like shadow boxing opponent that is the Pell, in a way that both makes me move and forces them to move. Although the Pell doesn't go anywhere. In my head, they're going a lot of places. And so, I attack, and then I attack. And at this point, obviously, my opponent has had to move quite a lot, and I'm working around them. And so maybe I've thrown 2 shots to the head. I visualize that their shield obviously is fairly high because that's what they've just shot or had shot at them. And then bam, there's a shot to the legs. And so really that's all I just wanted to talk about today, was not necessarily engaging with the Pell strictly in a linear fashion or a static fashion. Boom, boom, with very little footwork. What I would encourage you to do is to do that as well, obviously, because that's good for developing just the mental pathways of every shot. Boom. Obviously, we all stand out here at the Pell and throw a lot of flat snaps. But also to spend some time working around the Pell as though you really were in a fight. Boom, boom, hey. And obviously I'm not some super expert in this sport, so I'm sure there's issues with my footwork and stuff. I really try to think about that and correct them as I'm doing them. Shooting videos like this isn't necessarily the thing in the world that I'm best at, so I do get a little bit nervous trying to do these. But at any rate, I just want to say I hope this is a new idea for you, or if it's not, that you've already been doing it. But I think it's really helpful for encouraging you to attack in a fashion that causes your opponent to have to work harder in order to keep up with you. Essentially, they can't just stand there and turtle up in whatever way they would like to do. They actually have to rotate with you and execute their own footwork, and that makes things really, it gives you the sort of the initiative advantage, and at a minimum it makes it harder for them to just stand there and execute whatever it is that their game is. So I hope this has been helpful. I encourage you to, when you're working at your Pell, try to work around it. I can generally kind of work my way all the way around the Pell in both directions and just visualize different things that the opponent is doing and different ways that I would respond to them without trying to think about like, oh, I'm going to throw this shot and then that shot and then the next shot. I can't do that kind of chess in my head at millisecond timings. There probably are people out there who can, but I find it to be a lot better to just stay open-minded and fluid and adaptable to whatever the situation throws at me. So if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you. I just want to say thanks to the people that have inspired me to do these things, to try and improve my own solo training while I'm out here. Viscount Alexandre, my fantastic coach and fighting mentor, Viscount Yannick, who inspired me to think about this kind of stuff, and also our very excellent Prince Avery. So thank you to all of them, and I look forward to seeing all of you out on the battlefield one day once we have the opportunity to do so again. All right, thank you.